Hi there, and welcome to Mindfulness Practice with Paul Sugar. Today we're going to start with a warm-up exercise, actually two warm-up exercises, the mindful smile combined with the mindful body scan, a couple minutes of mindful breathing, and then I'll introduce our 8-minute mindfulness practice. So starting with the mindful smile, simply smiling as big as you can, connecting to the body by just noticing your physical sensations, your thoughts, your emotions, your breath as you're smiling. Bringing that smile into the present moment, and that's where we reduce our stress in the present moment. And now moving into our mindful breath, let's start by getting into a comfortable position. If we're sitting, then sitting up straight, lining up the head, the neck, and the spine. If we're standing, same thing, or lying down, or walking, whatever works best for you, just finding that comfortable position. And then assuming the attitudes of alert attention, which is really at the core of mindfulness, alert attention in the present moment. And also self-acceptance, simply accepting who we are in this moment. Just giving ourselves some kindness by accepting who we are in this moment. And then either with the eyes open or closed or glancing down, bringing the attention to the breath as we breathe in and out through the nose. Connecting to the body through that breath awareness. The body, of course, being that doorway into the present moment, which is where we find that relief to stress. Keeps us away from getting stuck in the stress cycle. Staying with the breath. Sometimes the attention will wander, so noticing when that happens, and then bringing the attention back to the breath. Each cycle of returning to the breath will help to build that mindful muscle for you. It's that repetition that really builds your practice, really builds your ability to connect to the body, to the breath. Breathing, staying with the breath, noticing each in-breath, and then there's a slight pause, and then the out-breath. Also noticing the movement of the lower abdomen with each breath cycle. Mindful breathing begins at the belly, it works its way up into the upper torso, and then rolls back down again. The tide coming in and the tide going out. And now shifting into our 8-minute practice for the day. Today's practice is going to be mindful thinking. It's a very, very important practice in mindfulness, and particularly in our culture where there's very little control over our thoughts. A lot of people call our situation monkey mind. It's because the thoughts are darting around back and forth with little control over them. A lot of people have trouble with this obsessive thinking. A lot of times they can't sleep because they can't stop their mind from thinking. And there's a lot of different approaches out there that have tried to get that situation under control, none of which I've found to work. The only one that I find to work is the mindfulness of the thoughts. And you find that because rather than trying to block out and push away thinking, we roll out the welcome mat for the thoughts. And as soon as we roll out the welcome mat for the thoughts and we accept what's present with our thinking, that's when the thinking starts to slow down and even stop. And after a while, we're able to actually think or not think whenever we want. It becomes under our conscious control. We can just sit there without any thoughts. And then when we decide that we need to be thinking, we start the thinking up again. So that's where mindfulness has taken me, and I know that's where it can take you as well. So starting the 8-minute practice, once again, eyes open or closed or glancing down. And we'll warm up that 8-minute practice with just a few seconds of mindful breathing. Breathing in and out through the nose. And now shifting attention to thoughts. Noticing when thoughts come and go. And since everybody experiences thoughts in a little bit of a different way, using your imagination and creativity to discover what works best for you. How do you notice thoughts? Is it visual for you? Can you hear thoughts? Can you taste thoughts? Can you smell thoughts? Using your 5 senses. A lot of people, it's visual. But for some people, it's really hard to define how they experience thoughts. A lot of them also find that with a thought, there's also a connection to an emotion and a physical sensation. So noticing that as well. So following each thought as it comes and goes. Thinking. If it helps every once in a while to silently just say to yourself, thinking. Sometimes naming what you want to be doing helps to keep your attention right there. Thinking. If you find that your thoughts are sort of taking you off on a tangent, Then bring your attention back by connecting to the breath and then shift back to thinking. Thinking can easily take us down that rabbit hole. So if you sense yourself going in that direction, connecting to the breath, coming back to the thoughts. Mindful thinking, being present with each thought, connecting to the body this way through our thinking process, through watching each thought as it comes and goes. And noticing how you experience thoughts. Staying with the thoughts, fully present, noticing if those thoughts are taking you away from the present moment, using the breath to come back, and then reconnecting with the thoughts. You may notice from time to time that there's a space in between thoughts. So just noticing what that space is like. Thinking, noticing each thought as it comes and goes. And once again, if you do notice that space in between thoughts, allowing yourself to fully experience that space. Some people call that the ground of being, that experience of just being, which is what we're able to experience when thoughts pause.